Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip, and today we have had some volatility, folks. Thanks for joining us here on another live stream. We got a lot to talk about. Coinbase has been making waves. Brian Armstrong, CEO, has been talking about regulation. On top of that, we have BUSD coin causing some fear in the markets. The CPI data came out today. We're going to talk about that data, what it means for you guys, what it means for these markets here, not only in the short term, but in the midterm as well, right? Because today we had some volatility, of course, but question is, what happens tomorrow? What happens over the next few months? Blacksea and I are going to talk a little bit about that, as well as some breaking stories here in the markets today. And of course, we'll take a look at CRO Coin as well. Got to see what's happening with that project right now with all these other things happening. I got Blacksea with me. How you doing, brother? How you doing today?
Doing great. So happy to be here. So happy to keep everybody informed on what's going on in the crypto space.
Absolutely, and we got quite a bit to cover today. If you guys have not done so already, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, guys. It helps us so much in the YouTube algorithm. If you like this content, if you like these updates, show some love in the chat. Show some love by hitting that like button. Welcome Nazar, welcome Benny, welcome Texas Crypto. We got a bunch of folks here with us today. Let's get into the content, folks. Out of the gate, I got to point it out. If you've been following us on this channel, we have chirped about this day after day after day here for the last few weeks. I'm talking about the overall market cap for cryptocurrency. Blacksea, how many days did we talk about this $1 trillion market cap? Because, folks, we just hit it. And then we broke back right above it. Beautiful bounce. Look at this thing.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while, man. I think a trillion and 30 to 60 billion is kind of that consolidation point that we've been seeing for a while. And I think what we really need to do is break above the 1 trillion 60 billion. And I think we're going to have a little bit more of a breakout rally because, today we got that CPI data and people got a little bit shaken, but we just recovered. We just blew right through it. We blew right back through it.
Yep. I mean, we bounced off this thing like a gem. I mean, this is so important that you guys understand. It's not just one asset, right? It's not just, okay, CRO Coin. It's not like, is CRO Coin going to go up or down? It's kind of a conversation of, is Bitcoin and crypto and CRO Coin, and you got to look at the overall market cap. It all moves together, folks. And then, as my partner Blacksea said, you say this all the time, and it's so true. You got to look at the S&P 500 as well. It's still all correlated. It's still all tied together. We saw some
An unfortunate truth.
Yeah. One day I think we'll probably diverge out, right? Don't you think eventually crypto splits off from the regular market and kind of takes to its own tune?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second because, we always hear, oh, we're early. But, in retrospect, we really are early. We definitely are early. We have not reached that mass adoption phase. And I think that it will take by the time we have pure mass adoption, that's when I think you'll start to really see some decoupling because, the traditional market is a great indication of where the overall macroeconomics of the world is at. It gives you a general depiction. And if the entire world economy is decreasing and it's not looking too good, unfortunately, you're going to see the risk on assets do the same, if not being amplified by that. And for now, that's what crypto is. It is a risk on asset.
Yep. And you know what? And another thing to note on that point is it's not day to day. Now, it does, right? Day to day, they do reflect each other, but we're talking over kind of a long period of time here. You got to really kind of zoom out and look at the big picture, which is why we can kind of see here $1 trillion is so important. If you go back to, year to date, right? And we kind of zoom out, actually, excuse me, let's look at the all-time chart. $1 trillion. We tried to kind of get there back in 2018, fell way short. We got there in 2021 and we danced on the floor, broke below it, and then shattered it and boosted back up. We started crashing down. We wanted to approach it. It rejected off that before we even had a chance to get there. came back down, broke through it, broke back above it, broke below it, broke above it, broke below it, broke back above it, broke below it just the other day. So it's these long-term patterns, guys. But over time, I'd love to see the traditional market and Bitcoin split. But for now, it is what we deal with, guys. Crypto's bouncing, the regular market's bouncing. Bitcoin's back above 22,000. Ethereum's back above 1,500. Binance actually having a pretty decent recovery after the news, which we'll talk more about the Binance USD coin, BUSD, which is actually technically not Binance's product, folks. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And of course, CRONOS, which is currently sitting at 7.5 cents, which is actually having a nice pump today, almost up 3%. I guess let's take a quick peek here at the CRO Coin chart here for all the CRO Coin holders out there in the chat. Smash a like button, Crow fam. Now, Blacksea, we were talking a little bit, my video yesterday, I was saying, hey, there's a chance we might even see these 5-cent levels again. I did a video yesterday talking about a 20x CRO coin. Now, if you bought CRO at 20x or at 5 cents, folks, I do believe you have a 20x opportunity if we get back to $1. But now, Blacksea, I'll throw it to you. Do you think we still get to that 5-cent level, here in the short term, or even here ever again? Or do you think we've made a recovery today and we're going to continue to move up?
Man, I think that's a very, very tricky question because anything can happen, guys, in crypto and in the markets. Anything can happen. There's opportunities for big capitulations to the upside as well as capitulations to the downside around every corner. There could be a crazy black swan event to bring us back down, but I will say that I'm definitely leaning towards more of a bullish I'm optimistically bullish on the overall crypto market right now. I think that we have some serious consolidation time. And you know what, guys? Even if we do get down to 5.5 cents, between 5.5 cents and 10 cents is a fantastic accumulation zone when it comes to CRO Coin.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, I would be just licking my lips if we got down to that 5-cent level. But at the same time, just like everybody in the chat, I'm sure we want this thing to go up. We all want to make some money, guys, but we got to be patient. We know that in the long term that crypto.com is a successful company. We know that Bitcoin's not going anywhere. Binance ain't going anywhere. Now, maybe BUSD is going somewhere. It seems certainly to look that way right now. But I did like to see this bounce, Blacksea. I mean, this was exciting and it was healthy. It did not kind of hit this recent low back on January 18th, which is good. We didn't quite get there, so I was happy to see it. But as we all know, and this is kind of why we're getting the bounce today. Inflation, right? Inflation conversation. CPI data came out today. Now, leading up to this release of CPI data, there was an expectation there. A lot of people in the market thought it'd be coming in below 6.4%. Unfortunately, it came in at 6.4%, which is still fine, but it was not within expectations. So out of the gate, what did we see? This morning, you guys were probably watching, the markets panicked. And this is exactly what I talked about in my video yesterday. What are we going to get when the CPI data comes out? Most likely, there's going to be a crash, and then there's going to be a just kidding, and then we're probably going to spike up, so long as it's not like terrible data. And when we look at this info, I mean, Blacksea, look at this chart here on CNBC. Everybody was freaking out about this today, and that's why we had that dip. But let's really put it in perspective, because everybody's like, oh, it went up. Okay, well, maybe, from last month and right year to date, you can look at it. Sure, technically, maybe in some technical level, it went up. But let's just look. I mean, from the highs in June, inflation's coming down. And so that's kind of the fact that I want to look at. And it's a shame, this is the headline, right? But this is the chart, so we're coming down, but people are just scared, really, right?
It's almost like CNBC wants you to continue selling. It's pretty interesting. They want you to be scared. I think that we're definitely coming down when it comes to inflation. And Jerome Powell, even he's been preaching that 2023 is going to be the year where inflation is going to be coming down. You're going to be seeing it come down at a significant level throughout the year. And just because we get a little bit of sideways I don't know what you want to call it, sideways. I want to call it price action, but it's not. Some sideways consolidation when it comes to the CPI. That's okay, guys. I really think that's okay. I mean, I get why everyone panicked because they said, "Oh, it's not coming in as expected. Oh, quick panic. Oh, quick panic." But the big money said, "No, that's okay, guys. That's okay." And when the people didn't see the big drop, that's when people just FOMO'd back in, and now we have a little bit of a recovery. But all in all, I don't think that this is I think this is a nothing burger.
Yeah.
This is not super hawkish news. This is not super dovish news. But all in all, the inflation's coming down.
Yeah, and sideways would not be the end of the world. Up would probably mean that Fed Chair Jerome Powell next to FOMC would probably have to get more hawkish, probably have to raise the interest rates again and kind of reverse the course that he's been taking.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
But the thing is that there's still one more chance for CPI data to come out. And so if it comes out, for February, if the February CPI data, when we get the next announcement, is a little bit better than this, then the narrative of federal Jerome Powell possibly going hawkish can kind of go away. So we're really going to wait here, and we're kind of going to be in limbo for the next month. So there's a chance, guys, we could have kind of sideways trading action as you see these inflation numbers kind of go sideways. That being said, also, there's a chance we continue going up because at the end of the day, crypto comes in cycles historically. We're feeling bullish. We call bottom. We still believe bottom. Of course, there's a chance of anything, guys. Blacksea said it earlier. Black swan events come once in a while. And hey, you could argue that the Binance stablecoin news is a black swan event potentially, right? And crypto regulation, right?
Yeah, I would say like when it comes to black swan events, it's kind of like whatever FUD takes a grip on the market, because think about how many like FUD articles we've heard about, oh, China bans Bitcoin, oh, India bans Bitcoin, and usually nothing really has a severe impact. But then all of a sudden you hear something like, oh, well, FTX, they've been taking donations, or they've been giving money to everybody in power in the world, and they're collapsing. Well, that will take a hold. But I also think that when it comes to the BUSD for Binance stablecoin, I think that might be a little bit overhyped too.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly, I feel like there's a lack of information on it still. I got a couple articles we'll kind of go through on that one. It's, yeah, that's a really interesting story. And then there's some other FUD. The thing that really bugs me is the other FUD that comes kind of around it, which we'll get to here. But, this spike that we have right now on the CPI data, I kind of like to accredit it to two things. One is, the buy the rumor or sell the news, or actually sell the rumor, buy the news is what happened for this. That's one. And the other piece is the markets were down because of some of this stablecoin news. And so these FUDdy articles, whether there's truth to the BUSD thing and, how bad or bad it, may not be or not, that drove the market down, and then it allows for some volatility and up, get back to some upside. So it's really good to see, but definitely some fears right now with these regulatory pressures, and it is kind of revolving around, that BUSD conversation. But then also, obviously, Sam Bankman-Fried, who started it all. And just a quick note here for the crypto community, I just wanted to share this with you guys. Fun factor. Actually, no, this is an extremely fun fact. I think we can all celebrate this. Sam Bankman-Fried is ordered back to court. He messed up. The government wants him back in court because he is doing things that the government can't track. He actually used a VPN for the Super Bowl and for the playoffs for the NFL, and probably some other things too, but this is the one they're noting in this article. And this came after a recent warning that this judge actually got upset with because he was using these encrypted messaging networks. And so he got a warning. And then just days later, he was using the VPN for playoffs and Super Bowl games. So now Blacksea, he's coming back to court. You think he's going to find bars before October, or do you think he's going to get a slap on the wrist?
No, they're just bringing him back to pay some more money. That's all. Unfortunately, that's what I believe about it. But I do think it is pretty comical that, like, oh, come on, like you can't even just constantly breaking the rules. Just gets his little hand slapped, saying, "Stop that, Sam! Stop that! No, you can't do that. Just give us a little bit more money, and then you can go back to playing League of Legends."
Bad Sam, give me some money. Bad Sam.
Yeah, it's
Squirt.
unbelievable. It's
I like get a
unbelievable.
little water bottle squirter, like in a little baggie filled with cash, maybe. Uh, this is crazy. This is crazy, but it's good to see that they're at least keeping up the facade. I don't know. Hopefully he gets held. Hopefully they just kind of keep him. I don't think he should have ever gotten let out bail. The way he got let out on bail was a joke, but this is hilarious. He's so incompetent. He's just so incompetent. I just we owe you guys a Sam Bankman-Fried clown emoji. I know we're coming with it, folks. It's coming. Fun fact: crypto makes you more attractive in a new Binance survey. So there you go. All you single men, single ladies out there, hey, you're maybe more attractive for watching this channel. So smash up the like button for that. Smash up the like button.
It definitely deserves a like smashed.
Yes, yes. And maybe throw some hearts in the chat. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day.
I hope you got somebody to cuddle up next to, or maybe you can just cuddle up next to some Bitcoin and CRO Coin. So either way, let me know what you're doing in the chat. Thought that'd be a fun one for you guys. But this is really the biggest story probably right now, truly out there. And I think this is causing some of the most fear in the market. So this is true, guys. Stablecoin issuer Paxos burned $700 million worth of Binance USD in 27 hours. Now, things to note here. This is not actually like Binance's tokens, right? Binance just said, okay to Paxos that they could kind of use the Binance brand. That being said, this is definitely causing some fear for Binance, and the Binance coin actually took quite a tumble, on this news. And if you look at the chart, here's the last 3 months. You know what? I'm going to zoom out real quick. Binance has actually been one of the most stable coins during the bear market. And this was probably the most I've seen its price affected, really since the FTX collapse, at least. When you look at this chart compared to some other assets, Binance didn't come down to kind of these levels like CRO Coin did. CRO Coin did. It got hurt a little bit more than Binance. But this news really did have an effect on Binance. That being said, here's the crash. It's also making a recovery, and a pretty great recovery at that, because you really got to look at the facts here. And the facts are this guy. Binance CEO is distancing himself from this. And I got to share you guys a quote on this. BUSD is not issued by Binance, CZ said during a Twitter space. We have an agreement to let them use our brand, but that is not something that we, Binance, created. With BUSD gone, BUSD slowly winding down over time, we will continue to work with more stablecoin issuers and creators. This is words from CZ. Blacksea, what are your thoughts on this? It's very interesting because just a day ago, CZ was kind of buddying up and protecting BUSD and Paxos, and now he's kind of officially distanced himself. At least.
I think I'll be honest. I don't really like that. I think that he's trying to kind of cover his butt. CZ's trying to cover his butt. I mean, come on, just because you didn't create Binance USD, it literally is called Binance USD. Just if you're selling the rights for your brand name to these players, I'll call them players, to use your brand name. Well, I'm sorry, but if you got to pay to play. I mean, if you're going to be doing that and they do something wrong, well, that's the price you pay. I mean, if you're getting paid by these players to have your name licensed out and they screw up, that's why you're getting paid, because you're getting paid for the risk of lending out your name. And, him being like, now actually, we didn't really create it. I think that's kind of wishy-washy, unfortunately.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't know, and I haven't seen any facts, but you can bet there's going to be an investigation on it, which isn't going to be a good look for Binance. We're not trying to FUD Binance, but it's not a good look, and we don't really know for sure if he was paid for them to allow, them to be allowed to use this, or if he just allowed them. Because you could argue maybe, there's some just incentives. Maybe it just looks good for him to have. Maybe he trusted them, right? And then it just looked good that they had some kind of stable coin. He trusted them, and that was a mistake, it seems. Here's the other thing I'll take from this, though. Crypto.com doesn't have a CUSD. There's no Crypto.com stablecoin. And so this is a risk for Binance. And Binance is the biggest exchange, and we've talked a lot about on this channel how I think crypto.com, has some room to kind of catch up to Binance. This maybe you could call it a mistake, poor choice from Binance, whether he was paid here and there's actual legal trouble. This doesn't look good. It causes bad articles. It gives companies that don't have their own stablecoin, crypto.com, a chance to catch up. At the end of the day, what's the stablecoin that crypto.com uses? They just use kind of the standard, which is Tether and USDC coin. And there's an argument to be made at USDC, might even be talking with the government for all we know at this point. But what are your thoughts on this? I mean, is this going to hurt Binance, or do you think they're going to kind of shrug it off and it's just a temporary hiccup? Which honestly,
I think that they're gonna shrug this off, and if the allegations or the court appearances start to heat up a little bit, I think you're just gonna see Binance more and more say, we don't have anything to do with them, and that's gonna be that, which is pretty crazy to think about, because all you have to say is, we licensed our name out. We don't own them, but they are paying us to use their name. I mean, let's be real here, guys. This is pure speculation, but let's be real here. Binance is not lending out their name and their brand Binance for free. I mean, let's be real here.
Yeah,
without
maybe it's
some sort of benefit.
Right. Maybe it's not cash, but there was clearly a plus to it. And now it's, you don't want to accept the downside. But, I guess you could give, maybe you could give CZ credit in saying at least it wasn't truly on paper like his company. And so that is his saving grace here. But I'll be honest, regardless, I agree with you. I mean, I just think they shrug it off. They're too big to kind of really crush. They're not going anywhere, and honestly, I said this in a video the other day, regardless of if this is true or not, back when we were kind of wondering if it was, it was a buy the dip opportunity. The other day, Binance was down to like $270, $260. It was crazy, and it's already almost back to $300. So super interesting to see. But how about this? This was actually kind of spooky earlier. I'll tell you, whalechart.org, this guy loves to FUD a lot of projects, so not surprised that this turned out to be fake. But just in, U.S. SEC orders Circle, the company that created USDC coin, one of the largest stablecoins out there, to cease the sale of unregistered securities, hashtag USDC. Well, guys, forget about it. This came to not be true. At least it hasn't been verified. In fact, it's been denied. He said, come talk on my Telegram. You look at the latest update. Circle's Dante Disparte denies the Wells notice, potentially misreported by Fox News. So it was apparently misreported, but this is just another example, folks, of the FUD. Fox News misreported it, then tweeters go to Twitter and then they tweet the fake news. Everybody does it. It's Fox, CNN, who cares? Any mainstream publication, they misprint things, they lie. Everybody, in the mainstream media, they've been caught. And it's at least good to see that this guy came in and updated the news. But I'll tell you, this would be scary. If the SEC really did have a huge lawsuit with USDC, then I'd be wondering kind of what happens next. It's hard to say what the impacts of that would be. I mean, definitely bearish.
I'll tell you what I would do. I'd dump all my coins and probably buy just Bitcoin and CRO Coin because and Ethereum. But it would be really interesting to see. I mean, imagine if there was no stable coins. That'd be a very, very interesting world. But, I don't see how that's possible. I don't see how they have the right to say that that stablecoins aren't allowed, especially with the route that they're starting to take with CBDCs, the central digital bank currencies. I know that that's where they're headed, and I don't see a world where they just ban all of these stablecoins and then say, hey, actually, guys, just use ours. I just don't see that happening.
No, in fact, I really potentially see there's a chance that USDC could really be like the coin. There's people at Circle that are doing a good job. And you look at who the whistleblower was on the Paxos thing. The truth is that Circle was the company that blew the whistle at the Binance competing stablecoin, which is very, very interesting. And so,
can we talk about conflict of interest?
Yeah. I mean, and that's everywhere, guys. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But don't worry, folks. This is not true. Very interesting to think about. I think it was Benny who put in the chat, asked, how much cash are we, me and you, Blacksea, keeping on the sidelines? Are we keeping a pile of cash? I'll answer and say I was, but I'm aggressively putting everything I can afford to lose into crypto, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, CRO Coin, all the coins that I like, maybe dabbling with some AI tokens. I'm going to start DCAing for you guys on the channel. And really, right now, I'm kind of out of dry powder because at this point, I'm ready for the bull market. How about you, Blacksea?
Yeah, I'm comfortable saying that. I think right now this is the time to be buying. This is definitely the time to be buying. I always like to have a little bit of cash on the side, but right now, definitely the majority of my cash positions are involved in buying more and making my positions larger because right now, I really think from here until probably the end of 2023, maybe even the beginning of 2024, this is the true accumulation zone. You could have been buying all the way down for the past year from 2022 from the top of 69K Bitcoin down to 15,500, but I would say right now, even if we do make new lows, which I will say I don't think that that's going to happen, but even if we were to make new lows and you're buying right now at say $23,000 Bitcoin and we go down to 12K, I still think it's a massive, massive win-win. And it's an asymmetrical bet because come the next bull cycle, regardless if you're buying at 23,000 or you're buying at 12,000, let's just say a hypothetical number, it's a win. By far it's a win. So I right now I'm definitely keeping my cash position very, very minimal. I do have one, but right now is the time where I'm accumulating.
Yeah, and really, I think of my cash position as just how much income can I have coming in too. Like that's my dry powder for now. In the bear market, I had cash that I had taken out. Right, I put a portion to the side. That's different. But now my dry powder is anything I can really have coming in. Right, so over time. And really, a big question right now in crypto is this regulation. And so here's a tweet from Brian Armstrong. He was in Washington, D.C., trying to meet with regulators on all this stablecoin FUD. It looks like they canceled the meeting, but it ended up that, he tweeted out, come visit me, and some other senators kind of came down and met with him. So, these guys are still talking in D.C. about this right here in the U.S. where crypto regulations, everybody's looking at what the U.S. government's doing about crypto regulation. But guys, as this continues to go on and we're waiting for this regulatory clarity, this just kind of extends and elongates your opportunity to buy the dip. And there's still so much to come, folks. Even people at the SEC, this is a former SEC chief counsel says that the SEC, and she's no longer on the team, but needs to make clear its crypto compliance rules. And this is totally exactly what, the U.S. government's trying to do right now. There's a big debate right now of what the SEC's role is or should be in crypto regulation. A lot of people have said that they've been asleep at the wheel. Senator Elizabeth Warren, Senator Tim Scott have accused the SEC of that. You see, it almost seems like right now, Gary Gensler's exclusively focusing on crypto regulation. I haven't heard him regulate anything else. The only other thing I ever heard him regulate was Tesla, which is kind of funny too. But this is all that he's focused on right now. But meanwhile, there's still so much uncertainty about what is a security? What is a security? But here's the narrative that just drives me crazy as we kind of go through all that. And we'll get back to some regulation here is crypto is joining the grown-up table, CNN Business says, and no one is happy about it. Well, is that true? Is that true, Blacksea? Because let's just look. Let's just
Let's just look at this for a second.
Take a look.
Let's just take it. Is nobody happy about that? Yeah, wrong. There's so many people that are happy about that, and it was inevitable, and it is inevitable that we're going to keep growing, and it's the biggest disruptor of our lifetimes. I really believe that. I think you had the internet, but this is going to be truly, in my opinion, the biggest disruptor of our lifetimes when it comes to the financial industry. Nobody saw this coming, and it came fast, and it's coming hard. And they're going to try their best to get rid of it. But at first they didn't care. First they calling it, criminals use it. But now they're starting to they're starting to realize they're not getting away with
Nope.
they're not getting away with just saying that. They're trying their best to get rid of crypto, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's the biggest disruptor in the financial industry, probably of all of our lifetimes.
Absolutely, and that's why they're scared, and that's why regulators are going crazy right now. That's why the banks are going nuts. And if nobody cares about it, then how could it have gotten to almost a $3 trillion asset class last bull run, folks? How could even crypto's dead? You people were saying that crypto was dead when FTX collapses. Well, nobody cares about it. Crypto's dead. Well, apparently $868 billion worth of money from investors cared about it. And even now today, we're still at $1 trillion. And remember, we were at $3 trillion. And guys, one point, this was only down to 15 billion back in 2017. And way before that, it was pennies, guys. It was pennies. Nobody cares about it is a lie. It's a lie, and it's an idiotic article. And the thing that drives me nuts is this doesn't even have, a lot of these articles usually have like opinion on it. Like, here's an opinion piece. This isn't even an opinion piece. This is like a fact, which is a lie. And this is just what it doesn't matter. CNN, Fox News, I don't care. Mainstream media is scared, guys. It is a disruptor. That's beautifully said. This is like investing in Apple before people actually, like if you were one of the first people to buy Apple in the early days and you're still holding it today, congratulations, you're probably a multi-millionaire. I think that's what we got with crypto. But the thing is disruptors are a threat. Disruptors are a threat to Elizabeth Warren, to senators, to people that are dealing with bank lobbyists, okay? And Elizabeth Warren, aka the banking broad, is very, very friendly with the banks. And she is branding herself as the scourge of crypto. And she's not doing it alone. She's actually getting not only Democrats, but Republicans to join her anti-crypto cause. This is getting a little bit heavy, guys. And, people are now starting to say, I want to emphasize how good her office has been to work with, said Senator Roger Marshall. I wonder what he's going to get from Senator Elizabeth Warren for saying that, Pay to play, guys.
I gotta say this.
Do
based
it.
on this. Who outside of the government and politics, who outside of the banking industry and the financial world is saying crypto is bad?
Oh.
Who outside of mainly the government and politics is saying crypto is bad?
Me.
Nobody.
Pick me.
Nobody.
I know who. It's all the sheep. And folks, if you're watching this channel right now and you're invested in crypto, and I'm going to do it. If you believe that fortune favors the brave, if you're on the first frontier, that's a crypto.com metaverse pun. You guys are truly at the beginning of something, okay? But what we see out in the public is you have these big talking pieces, which is these congressmen, these news publications, and they come out and they put out a message. And all the people that follow these, quote, leaders blindly just accept that message and they run with it. As soon as a news outlet that, agrees with these government leaders, whether they're Republican or Democrat, comes out with a piece, then all the sheep, they follow and they run with that narrative. And then people actually believe it. And then the script flips. And then we have a bull market in crypto. And then there's a FOMO opportunity because no matter how much they try to suppress the message and say that crypto's bad and crypto's dead, they cannot suppress the fact that people like you and me and the wolves out there that are buying crypto are making money. And so they can try to say it's bad all they want, but we know. If you're in the chat, you know. But who are these people? I'm not friends with these people. I don't know these people that think that crypto is, okay, I have a couple friends, right? You got a couple acquaintances that at the worst, Blacksea, I don't know about you, but they don't get it. That's what they say.
I was gonna say the only people that I know that will say that crypto is bad is somebody that's never explored it, doesn't know what it really is, and is just reiterating the talking points that's being shoved down their throats.
AKA a sheep. Somebody that's caught in the pasture, in the fence, I'm not going to move outside my fence. I'm in my fence. Oh, I just don't know enough about it, but this is what I heard about it. And so I'll take what I heard about it and I'll apply it as fact. And that's just not what you should be doing, folks. If you find out something, you should want to know, hey, is this real? Is this true? And if people don't have that inner, voice saying, I want to find out if this is true, whether it's crypto, whether it's politics, whatever it is about your health, about your weight, about working out, whatever it might be, you got to look in. And if you don't have the drive to look into it, then the facts is you're probably not going to have the facts. You're probably not going to lose that weight, and you're probably not going to make any money investing because you're going to take others people's word for it instead of finding out for yourself. And so, if you like our channel, we're going to bring news to you guys every day. But I urge you guys, you shouldn't only come here and you shouldn't listen to every single thing we say. I urge you to look at everything you can. Look at the people that disagree with us. Look at the people that agree with us. Look at the people in the middle of that. Look at the mainstream media. Look at, a Spotify podcaster. Look at a YouTube. And then you can come up with a real opinion of whether or not you think crypto and Bitcoin is valuable. And then you can really try to, do I understand this or do I not understand this? Do I want to understand this? But it's a shame,
Blacksea. That is well put. That is very, very well put. Don't only just watch us. Get your news, get your knowledge from everywhere, and see how people are talking about. See what their opinions are, and then really put all those different opinions together and ask yourself, what does that mean to me? What do I think about this? Actually, do some critical thinking and think about what you need to do to achieve the things you want to achieve.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm trying to think of the saying too. We've talked about this one, me and you. The person in the room that thinks they know everything usually knows nothing, and the person that thinks they know nothing usually comes to find out a lot more than the people that think they know everything. And so you should always. True. Is that it?
That's close. I'm not sure but that was beautiful. Yeah. I loved it.
But it's real. I mean, and if you think you know a lot, well, fine. You're going to be content. You're going to be happy. I'll tell you guys, I still have so much to learn. There's so much to learn in crypto. NFTs are its own world. Metaverse is its own world. The coins, the assets, tokenomics. There's so many different things you can get into. You could be focused on Twitter. You could be focused on YouTubers. You could be focused on mainstream. There's so many things, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to find more and more and more. And I urge you guys out there to just continue to hunt for good information, hunt for bad information, and try to understand if bad information is bad and call it out. We love calling out bad information on this channel. We love it. Here's another one. This is very interesting. So billionaire George Soros fund dives deeper on crypto bets. George Soros is one of the richest men in the world, and George Soros is actually tied into a lot of political folks. Actually, he's a big man in Washington. But here's a crazy thing. He's diving into his crypto bets. But here's what I got to note. This is interesting. The fund purchased or added to positions in Marathon Digital, MicroStrategy, and Silvergate Bank, according to an SEC filing. Blacksea, check this out. The Soros Fund has been previously reported to own Bitcoin during the bull run of 2021. So that's good. That's bullish. This man has been ahead of it. And I'll tell you more about George Soros in a second, Crow fam. But this is the other piece you got to know. The fund also disclosed a short position on the crypto-focused bank Silvergate, holding 100,000 shares worth of put options. This was filed at the end of 2022. It's unclear now whether this management firm remains short on Silvergate, but this guy was ahead of it. And also, he was ahead of a lot of other things. But what you got to note here is, yes, they purchased or added to positions. That does not say whether they shorted it or longed it. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, I think that's really, really funny that he owned puts on Silvergate. I think that's actually absurd because think about all the hit pieces that were coming out about it. It's absolutely absurd. Think about all the people that were saying, oh, like it was a Jim Cramer talking about, oh, it was the biggest mistake ever to be bailing out Silvergate, biggest mistake ever, massive mistake, and it's because, well, who's benefiting from it? Who is benefiting from it?
Here's a fun fact. I believe, fact check me guys, but I'm pretty sure George Soros owns both CNN and Fox News. So keep that in mind. A man who shorted a stock the bad news came out about actually owned news companies that reported that news, which probably drove the price down. So just think about that. And here's the other piece, Blacksea. This guy, for those of you guys that don't know out there, he was actually responsible. He's known as the man who broke the Bank of England because of a short that he did. And it's kind of something that people speculate that he created. Do you think that this is kind of am I doing a conspiracy here? Am I part of a conspiracy, or do you believe that there's people like this in the world? Do you believe he's one of them, right? Do you think there's something here?
I think that there could always be. I will never say that something's not possible or something is possible. There's always a chance that every which way it could go. But I do think that there are definitely people like this man here that have the power and the funds and the network to do things like this. And at the end of the day, all it comes down to is profit and power, and that's kind of what I'm seeing here.
Yep. And when we talk about Senator Elizabeth Warren and the whole, we're going to have to regulate crypto, and the banks don't quite like this. It's the rich people, it's the banks, it's the politician. And again, this guy probably owns Fox and CNN. It's not Democrat, Republican. It's the elites versus the not elites. Okay. And so crypto, folks, is the threat to guys like this. Whether he's actually behind a short on Silvergate or not, who knows, right? But it's going to be interesting to see two things. One, if somebody and he's like the 142nd richest person in the world. It's interesting to see, one, if he's longing Bitcoin, that's insanely bullish. Okay? Two, if he's shorting Bitcoin, that could either be very, very bearish because he crashed the Bank of England, or he could be so old and he could be so out of it, and Bitcoin could be so unstoppable that he could be wrong and he could be short squeezed, and it could be one of the biggest short squeezes in the history of planet Earth. One or two.
Oh man. Okay. I think that there are some crazy possibilities with that, but I think that he's probably longing Bitcoin. The fact that he held Bitcoin in 2021 says a lot. That says a lot because, guys, I mean, right now is the accumulation time. Like right now is the time to be accumulating. And 2021 was before. Well, we did peak out in 2021. Correct me if I'm wrong. We were at 69,000 in 2021, right?
I gotta check back. It all blurs together for me, Blacksea. We've been in this thing forever. Yeah, well, we got up 2021, almost got to 69. Right. Yeah, 2021.
Yeah. So I will say, if he owned it at the top, I definitely think that right now would be the time to be buying. And if he's adding to positions, I really do see why. If you had that amount of wealth, where you are in the top 100, top 200 of the wealthiest people in the world, why would you not take a gander in some of these assets, this new technology that is going to change the world? And you could see, well, if it's not gone right now and it's only growing, why would you not explore it? And I really do believe that he's probably adding to his position.
I have to agree. I mean, I think, look, he probably shorted Silvergate because he knew that this regulation conversation was coming. He's got an inside track. He knows the politicians. He knew that they were going to come after these guys, and he knew that some kind of regulation comes. And I'd bet dollars to donuts that George Soros knows probably how this is going to play out. I bet you he knows what's going to come of Silvergate. I bet you he knows what's going to come of USDC. I bet you he knows how these SEC regulation actions are going to kind of come to an end, or what government body might come and replace the SEC. And I think he also sees that Bitcoin's unstoppable. And I think that that's why you've got all these news publications resisting. You've got the banks that are fighting it because they have to, because they're trying to stop the unstoppable, or at least slow it down. Because if you're going to bleed, would you rather bleed slow or bleed fast?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think what I always think about when it comes to these super high echelon of these elites is that think about the internet and you compare crypto and the internet together and think about how they saw internet come to be and see where it is now. They all got to see that happen. And I know many of them made lots and lots of money, made their fortunes on the internet. This is another opportunity that has many similarities to the internet being born as crypto being born. And I know that these players are also recognizing that. And whether that may be, oh, we need to buy right now, or oh, we need to wait until it gets tanked, we need to tank it right now, then buy it. Whether it's one of those two things, at the end of the day, what they don't want to do is miss out.
No, and neither do we, guys. And I'll tell you, folks, Crypto Report family, we have a buying opportunity of a lifetime. Every bear market, we're going to have a buying opportunity of a lifetime. This is a true disruptor, guys. Bitcoin ain't going anywhere. George Soros even bought it in 2021. You know that Tesla owns it. We've got BlackRock getting into the game. You've got Fidelity offering crypto services. Everybody's on the Bitcoin train. The question is, are you on the Bitcoin train? Do you believe in the exchanges that are selling you your Bitcoin? Do you believe in smart contract plays? Do you believe in the metaverse? Do you believe in the Web3? Guys, let me know what your thoughts are. I want all y'all to comment. Let me know what you're most bullish on here. Are you bullish on AI? Are you bullish on Bitcoin more so? Very, very curious, folks. Just so you guys know, right now, Bitcoin is trying to break here. If you haven't seen our recent videos, you zoom in on this. What you're seeing on the daily candles, folks, is a golden cross. And statistically, this is going to be about 75% of the time extremely bullish, and usually go with an upward move. On the other end of that, we've talked a little bit about this as well. On the weekly time frame, there is a death cross, but good thing we see here, this weekly candle's turning green. Blacksea, I mean, how many weeks do you think we have to invalidate this death cross, if we get to invalidate it at all?
I think that it probably will be invalidated. I mean, it keeps coming down to the data. We're in such a data-driven market. And I will say, it's not financial advice, but honestly, I'm getting ready to enter a long position here. Over on BitGet, you get an $8,000 sign-up bonus if you sign up, deposit, and open a trade. You can get up to $8,000 sign-up bonus. We also have sign-up bonus with Femex as well as Binance. But I think that there's a great setup occurring here shortly for a long position. Maybe not a large long position, but a smaller position size. But not financial advice, guys. But I definitely see death crosses. Once they cross, they don't continue. I definitely see that happen a lot. And when it comes to golden crosses, we definitely see more of an upward motion from my personal experience.
Yeah, it seems like the death crosses have been a lot of fake outs. You kind of get the big scare down, and then it seems like there's usually at least one more big wick up before a breakdown, or honestly, in a lot of cases, it seems like these have not held true on the death cross piece for Bitcoin. We'll talk more with you guys too. And if you want to become a member on the channel as well, guys, we'll talk a little bit about some of the trades we're doing. Let's talk a lot more. We have a private Discord. If you are a member, join Benny, Nazar, the Texas Crypto. Guys, join us on Discord. Join us in our private chat. We'll talk about some NFTs. We'll talk about a lot of stuff here going on in crypto. If you are a member, by the way, you get additional entries towards this loaded lion giveaway. We're giving away a loaded lion at 25,000 subscribers on the channel. Additional 10 entries for every single month you're a member. All you got to do is go to the YouTube channel and join right here. We also got an easy link for you in the description down below. Guys, we're bringing you 5 videos every day. We're trying to bring you more than just CRO Coin content. We'll talk about Bitcoin. We'll talk about crypto stocks, right? Marathon Digital. We'll talk a little bit about the Silvergate Bank. We'll talk about Binance. We'll talk about metaverses. We'll talk about it all, guys. But I do know that this CRO fam is strong. We definitely like to talk quite a bit about CRO Coin. And I'm bullish, guys. I'm bullish. The Binance USD news, very interesting. Potentially very bullish for CRO Coin. You see any questions there in the chat for us, Blacksea?
I think I wanted to just say thanks so much for watching, guys. I love doing these live streams and just having a closer, tight-knit community. That's why I really like our private Discord, having a one-on-one with you guys. And I'm super excited to give away our load lion. There's more giveaways to come.
Yes. We cannot wait to give away more. I'm looking away to give away some metaverse land here soon, guys. So follow me on Twitter. I'm probably going to put that giveaway soon. I'm probably going to give away some dunes. Some dunes for the Dune Goons out there, because we're getting ready, guys. Q2, the Loaded Lions Metaverse main city will be launched, so be on the lookout for that,
Excited to hear more. Excited to hear more about Main City. We definitely
Yes.
have not been getting much info. Super excited to hear more.
I want more, and I want to see how much crow we can earn in that thing, if any. We'll have to see, guys. That's all I got, guys. That's really all we got today. Keeping it simple for the Crow fam. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all the support. Join us next time on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for another live stream. Folks, I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Blacksea, any parting words for the fam?
Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching, folks. And do not forget to DCA, HODL, and of course, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll have some videos for you coming very, very soon. Peace.